Good morning, everyone. Well, this morning I want to do an activity with you, just to make something different. It's not very different, but it's an activity. I want you to raise your hand, okay, if you have ever set unattainable New Year's resolutions. Okay, so New Year's resolutions, have you done it? I've done it, yes. Or just like tap difficult goals. It can be anything, to be fair. Now, I want you to continue with your hand up if by the middle of the year or even the 2nd of January, I don't care, you're like this. Wait, like this. No, not like that. Sorry, like that. You're like, never mind, I can't do this. I'm in that team, so I should raise my hand too. Well, thank you so much. Today, luckily for you, I'm not talking about this. I'm actually going to be talking about something a lot easier and a lot more simple than New Year resolutions and unattainable goals. I'm going to be talking about the power of simple and small actions that we do every day. And I'm going to be actually focusing on 3 different topics, 3 different lessons that I've got. And let's dive into it. So, first one, it's about understanding these little dots that will lead us to this big circle. Okay, so it's 3, remember, keep it in your mind because this number is my favorite number and that's the reason why it's in there. So the first one is mastering the simple daily activities. This is the first lesson I want you to learn today. Mastering the simple daily activities. Okay, and you read this correctly. Daily activities, nothing new, nothing too difficult to understand. It's something that you do every single day. It's not something that I'm going to be like, you need to stand up now, run 3 times outside, and then come back. No, it's daily activities. It's just mastering what we do daily. Let me show you something very interesting. This is a graphic in our lives, okay? So mostly we have three parts in life. We go from failure, we have survival, and we have success. Most people, and that includes you and that includes me too, we move between failure and survival. Let me explain this better, okay, because you will get it. When we do something in our daily lives, it's taking us up to survival mode. So we're like trying so hard to get up to survival mode. And as soon as we get here, what do? We're like, oh, I know. Failure, again. And then we realize that we're again in the failure zone, and we're like, oh, wait, I don't want to be here. So we go up to survival. The problem is that we're not consistent. The problem is that we don't keep doing those things that are taking us up to survival. And that's why we never reach success, or we are more likely to not reach success. I'm going to give you a very easy example that I'm sure will help you. This is me at the very beginning of every semester in university. Every single one. I was like, I still have time. I'm not worried about this because I have time. And that was true. I had 3 months. I don't know about you, but in Spain we have 3 months before every set of exams, and usually it's like from 5 to 7 exams that we have to do in just 1 week. But 3 months earlier for me, this is how I looked. I was happy. I wasn't stressed at all because I had time. This is me. Sorry. This is me 2 weeks before exams. I had to understand and learn everything that I didn't do in 3 months before. And believe it or not, this is not because I'm super smart, or maybe, I don't know. But it is because I was working under pressure and I got things done. So I passed my exams and I got it done, but I was suffering. I was literally suffering all the time because I was like, I need to get it done. So I did it. And right after the exams, I had finished my last exam, I was done. This was me. I will never procrastinate again. But you can see this is a cycle, right? And guess what happened next? I was like, I still have time. So I again found myself in this cycle, which I could never leave. Because every time I would say I will never procrastinate, I found myself procrastinating again and suffering again. This is actually a really cool fact in leadership, because sometimes we are like, we're so serious with leadership and we're like, okay, I'm gonna see how I can improve the company, how I can improve my family, how I can improve anywhere where I'm being a leader. And we reflect and we know what we have to change to improve it. But That's what we do. We reflect, we know, but we don't do it. It's not going to take us anywhere, really. No, it will not take us anywhere. So that's why this is the first lesson that I chose, because we need to understand that in order to remember that first slide where I showed failure, survival, and success. If we stay in middle zone, we will never get up to success. This actually takes me to the next lesson. It leads us super well to the next lesson. The second one is the choice between two paths. We can choose whether we continue doing things or we don't, and we go back to the same circle where we didn't do anything. The book mentions a riddle, which I loved, and it talks about 5 frogs, okay? So, listen carefully. 5 frogs are sitting on a lily pad, and one decided to jump off. How many are left? I'm going to say it again. 5 frogs are sitting on a lily pad, and one decides to jump off. How many are left? Well, if you've thought about 4, congratulations, you can do maths. Well done, everyone. But this is not about maths today, it's about life, right? So the correct answer is 5 frogs. And the reason behind this is because I said that one decided to jump off. I didn't say that did it. So we make so many decisions, but do we actually act on those decisions? Do we actually decide to jump and take the step? Or do we just sit down and know, like, I decided that, but I'm not doing it because can't be bothered today, maybe tomorrow. It happens very often. I include myself because it happens to me too. This is why I'm not surprised when the writer of the book, The Slight Edge, mentions that only 1 person out of 20 people will be successful. This is something that blew my mind, because I was like, you're telling me that I'm more likely not to be successful? Wait. When I talk about success, I'm talking about achieving all your goals and in the time that you are expected to achieve it. But, sorry to say today, that maybe you might be that 1 person, or that 19 people that stays and just waits until life goes. It's on you. It's on you whether you act or you stay like the rest. It's always on you. The interesting fact about this is that if you're part of that one person over there, if you're that 1 person, the path to success at the very beginning is so difficult. You have to make the decision, and making decisions is so hard. So you have to be the one different from the others, and you have to be the one that stands alone, wanting to go further. Whereas when you are in the 19 people over here, it's very easy because it's your comfort zone. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to stay there, like you've always been there. So the first time you give up, it's very painful. You're like super sad. You're like, how did I do this to myself? The second time you give up, it's very painful too. But somehow you find some comfort because it's familiar to you. You've been there before. So you find comfort. And the third time, you find even more comfort. And that goes on and on and on. And the more you fail, the more you give up, the easier it is for you. And the same applies to success. So the path to success, like I said, is difficult at the beginning, but eventually you're comfortable. I was reading a poem the other day by Robert Frost, and he said, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Like I said, it makes all the difference when we choose to continue to move forward. This is moving us to the last but not least important lesson that I got. And it's about success. This whole presentation has been about success anyways. But this is something that is a principle that I need you to remember and I need you to know, because process means something. Success means something too. And one leads to the other. If we don't understand that it's a process, we get very impatient and we don't understand the nature of doing things step by step, little by little. I'm going to use the same slide that I used at the beginning, but I'm going to add patience up there. Because every small action that we do, take patience, like lots. You do something and you're like, okay, no, let's do this. How many of you have ever been to the gym? Okay, did you go to the gym, up to the gym thinking, I'm gonna be healthy and fit tomorrow? My muscle this over here is gonna be so big. No one. Have you ever thought about? No. You don't go to the gym thinking, I'm gonna be fit tomorrow. I'm gonna be so strong tomorrow. No. It's about progression. It's about making an effort and being progressive. It takes time. It takes patience. The second thing, and this one is my favorite, and I honestly do not want to leave today without mentioning and talking about it. It's about the power of celebration. The power of celebration is literally what makes all the difference. And I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but it was so important for me when I was going to university because my goal was to finish my degree, right? So that I saw that as my success. That was like the end point. Like nothing else is after that because I'm successful because I finished my degree and I'm so proud of myself. So that made me, over my time, take for granted every single action that I was making. It made me think that every single step that I was taking wasn't that important. So I was only focusing on this last one over here, but I wasn't focusing on the little ones. I passed an exam and I was like, oh, whatever, I have to do that. That's like the least I can do. So I took for granted things, and I was deciding so hard to get it done, but I could only focus on this, so I wasn't focusing on the other part. And the power of celebration is that it helps us to be positive. I don't know if you've heard this sentence or this saying that says that the more we celebrate, the more we get. And it's a fact. I can say that is a fact. The more we achieve things and we are happy because of those things, the more we get. Because our mind changes, we become more grateful. We become more aware of the good things that we do. However, this doesn't mean that we don't have to be focused on the big goal, but we have to be as focused on the small ones. Every single success, even if it's the tiniest one, counts. And it's taking us to this. Success is not an event, it's a process. It's not only this, it's that. For me, when I was in university, and I make this example because I feel like you're all related to this, that was the end goal, and I couldn't see anything else. And when I achieved the goal, I was standing there and I was like, do I feel successful? No. Because I had more goals after that. I had to achieve more things to become more successful. So success was something that I could never achieve. Have you ever seen this photo where there's a man with like, here something and he's trying to achieve it all the time, and you can't do it. It's impossible because you cannot achieve this without focusing on that too. And that makes us so much bigger and it makes us grow all the time. And it makes us more grateful, like I said. So today guys, if I have to ask you to remember something, I'm going to ask you to remember first that if you can survive, you can succeed. Remember 3 parts: failure, survive, and success. If you can get here, if you continue doing the things that you're doing, you will definitely be able to succeed. Second, do what the majority won't dare to do. That means be different. Be the 1% out of 20 people that will be like, I got this. And the third one, the power of celebration, my favorite one, and the one that I invite you always to leave and remember.